Today we're going to Finland to speak to Tyron. He's building a business that's doing around 20,000 euros a month. He repairs bicycles. It's a huge feast and famine business, i.e. makes lots of money seasonally and then absolutely no money over the winter. And this guy pays himself less than minimum wage for doing a full-time gig of running a business. His staff are getting paid more than me. This sort of stuff breaks my heart. So we've got to try and repair the business. So strap yourselves in. Let's go. Hello campers, welcome back to the Business Broadcast. I'm James Sinclair and you are?
James Burt.
And if people want to contact you on Instagram, where do they go?
No, just find me on LinkedIn now.
He's a James Burt official. That's where he is on Instagram. And I'm on at James Sinclair Entrepreneur. If you want to send us a little message, give us any feedback on the show, we'd lap it up.
We're also thinking about doing voice notes. You can contribute to the show shortly.
Yes, that's all going to come up very soon.
In fact, you know what? Why don't we crowdsource some information and ideas? What would you, lovely listener or lovely watcher, like to see from this podcast? How can we add more value to your life? Because the thing is, right?
I think better fashion sense from you is what our audience want.
Less online bullying from James Sinclair. I hear you cry.
They just go, please stop wearing 7-year-olds' school coats.
You're just jealous because I wear 11 stone. You can't get over it. Like, I just can't believe it, JB.
He's 11 stone.
Let me pick you up. Oh yeah, it's right.
Honestly.
So what do you want? Shut up. I'm trying to do a sales pitch for your podcast.
He's like balsa wood.
There we go. Brittle and ineffective. That's what I am. And I'm not very absorbent. What would you like to see from this podcast? Well, how can we add more value to your life? Lovely watcher, lovely listener. What more actionable, tangible content would you like to see? Because people take the advice of this podcast.
We're going to have a short form WhatsApp number where people can send in notes and questions that we will answer in specific. So that all of that's coming.
Yes, but if there's anything specific you're like, you need to do this, tell us, let us know.
Right, WhatsApp 999 and then...
Please don't phone 999 and ask for James Sinclair. Hello, emergency services, what's your service?
My business is in trouble, help.
I've got my EBITDA's through the floor, what do I do? Don't worry, let me get Sinclair on the phone. Hello, James Sinclair.
So that's what we're doing. But we did allude to another feature in the show called Win of the Week. If you've got products or any interesting things.
We did.
And I talked about mixed tiles and Toffalophus biscuits from Fortnum & Mason.
God, those were delicious.
And no one sent any in yet. Has that episode been out? Oh, Chad, we're going to have some audio?
It might be the next one.
The next one. So we'll wait.
So, but that's the gift that if anyone
Let's positively affirm it then.
This is a great podcast. If I could only send them a gift, a Toffalophus biscuit from Fortnum & Mason.
I can't believe that people sent
us my taste bud.
Matching Tesla cars for us to test drive. I mean, that was unbelievable. And,
I know.
Wasn't there a jingle with Peak of the Week?
Yeah, but I couldn't work out what it was going to be. So, I mean, I thought we were
but the point is, if you want to send in some products.
Peak of the week. What's your winner? Chicken dinner. It's peak of the week. It's time for your peak of the week. It needs work.
Yeah.
Don't double wink at me. Don't you threaten me with a good time.
But if you've got any interesting, things that you want to send in, and we've had some things.
We have.
What have we got, JB?
This live
That's
into
another
the business broadcast
jingle. Where does he source them?
Premiumbeat.com. This is Booyah Kombucha.
Booyah Kombucha.
If you are not feeling great, if you want to have some elixir of your health, then this fermented sparkling tea is exactly what you need. Triple detox, cucumber, mint and lime flavour, winning a Great Taste 2022 award. This is filtered water, must be filtered, organic green tea, organic raw cane sugar, live cultures, fresh cucumber, mint and lime. If you want to go from good to great, shove some of this up your cake hole and you will feel amazeballs. But the reason why I bought this in for you.
Got another one, haven't we, as well?
We have, yes. That's cucumber, mint and lime. And then I've
got kombucha, lemon and ginger. And apparently kombucha is like really good for your gut.
It is really good, yeah. So it's got live cultures in it, so it's good for your...
live cultures?
Yeah. Live culture. Can you not hear it?
You're laughing at that.
You can hear it. It's in the bottle. It's good. It's good for your not butt biome. That's something else. Your gut biome.
Yeah.
and it's really good for you. It's low calorie. It's
Try it,
boosting
James.
for your immune
Jim hates
system.
anything out of the ordinary. So
Does it?
come
Oh,
on,
he won't like
try
it. It's amazing. The flavour of it is fantastic. 'Cause he's
Watch his face. That's what I'm
Let's
looking
have a
forward
look.
to.
But I was thinking, the reason why I brought this in, so it's a lovely family-owned company, mum, dad, son and daughter, who are based in Hastings, small batch brewery,
Can't open it.
all done by hand. You get the strength of 10 men.
I can't open this.
Can you not? Give it here. Oh, your John Lewis bloody handkerchief's not going to help,
you
is
try
it?
and open it.
Oh, you
the man
won't be
that's
able to
11
do it
stone.
because the bolster wood. There you go. What's up with you?
They're listeners of the show,
They're
are
listeners
they?
of the show. They came on a podcast that I was down recording. Robin Johnson, who was on the podcast previously. They are neighbours of Robin. Small batch brewery, mum, dad, brother and sister. They've got it themselves manually into about 180 locations in Kent, and they're interested in trying to look for B2B contacts. So I thought,
It's not my cup of tea, but I
For
get a
Cafe
lot of
Deli?
people might like it.
bit of Cafe Deli though.
If they want to get it into Cafe Deli, the best thing to do.
What is the best thing to do? How
is
can I get it in?
Send it in to Cafe Deli and put it to the attention of Matt and Mark. They are the decision makers on who would get stuff listed there.
Okay. So there you go, Matt and Mark.
Did you like it?
I absolutely loved it.
Did you?
I really, really enjoyed it. I admit it's probably not your cup of tea, but it's delicious. The lemon and ginger one. Oh, I could feel the health. You know what they say?
Don't like it, James?
Health
It's not
is,
my cup
health
of
is
tea.
wealth.
But I get why a lot of people would like it. But I don't. I'm not fussy.
Okay.
Well, sorry,
Booyah.
I'm very fussy. I don't like things out of the ordinary. I don't like sparkly water. I like still water. I don't like elderflower. I don't like.
Oh, who likes elderflower? That is absolute dross horribleness.
I don't like any fancy dancing little milks like pear milk, oat milk.
Pear milk is literally
Potato
never.
milk.
Potato milk.
Potato milk's a thing.
That's not a thing. And
Yes,
neither
it
is
is.
pear milk.
Yes, it is.
It's juice.
Pea milk is another thing that's massive, and I don't like any
Pea
of that.
milk.
Yeah, I'm not making any of this up. Chuds will check it out first off air.
Chuds, please Google pea milk and see what comes up.
Yeah, pea milk is a big thing, and we sell it at Cafe Deli.
Do you? Pea protein? Pea milk?
Pea milk.
I did not know that. There you go. We'll put it into Mark and Matt.
Yeah, so yeah, that's where you need to go. But I like the branding and everything. What are you laughing
What's
at?
happened, Chuds? What you found?
What's he found?
This the reply to my question on Google is quite funny. Is pear milk a thing?
No, not pear milk. I made that one up.
No, but this is what I typed in.
Don't tell me there is pear milk now. He's off.
Is pear milk a thing? Creamy, nutty, and naturally sweet. This pear milk recipe is perfect cozy drink for the season, made with fresh pears, walnuts, and a touch of love.
I don't think I want to drink that on any level.
No, but pea
At all.
milk and potato milk is definitely, and soya milk and
I know soya milk's a thing. Potato milk,
Oat
I've
milk.
never heard of that. Yeah, also a legitimate thing.
Yeah, pea milk's good source of protein.
yeah,
Apparently.
pea milk's big.
Can you check if potato milk is a thing as well, Chuds? Because I think that's potato water.
Yeah, potato milk. We sell potato milk.
You do not sell potato milk. You ain't got a clue. Do you even know what you bought over there? If you're selling potato milk.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. See?
Oh, well, I'll take it back.
Take it back.
Take back everything I said to
Shove
you.
that up your kombucha.
Fine, there you go. Well, there you go. If you'd like to go and check it out, oh no, it's the wrong jingle. Sorry, I've pressed the wrong jingle. Oh, yeah, go and check it out. Booyah, lovely. You can Google it. And the guys at Booyah, if you are listening, make sure you put it into Mark and Matt at Cafe Deli. Watch them get inundated with lovely stuff. And don't forget, if you want us to talk about your product on the show, please send it in.
Yeah.
Especially if you're from a fancy car brand. Do you know the car brand I'd like to have a free car from?
Rolls
as a test
Royce?
drive? No.
Aston Martin.
Build Your Dream. Have you seen them? BYD, the electric car company.
Why-
They are getting everywhere at the moment.
I did it because Elon Musk always slagged them off, didn't he? And
Did he?
They're like the fastest growing or something, aren't they?
Oh,
And
right, okay.
Giving them a run for their money.
Have you still got an electric car? Did
Yeah,
you get
we've
rid
got
of
a
it?
Tesla.
You don't like it, do you?
I think it's very good, actually.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, if you liked it?
I don't drive it. My wife does, though.
Oh, fair enough.
It's fast.
It is fast, isn't it?
Vroom,
Yeah. That's a good impression
How's
of
it
a fast
go?
car.
vroom.
Nice.
That did actually sound like a Tesla. Did you know that?
Actually goes,
You know the
very silent.
thing, when you reverse it,
Yeah.
that's a legal requirement because you have to let people know that a car is
Yeah,
reversing.
for sure.
You did know that. Okay, that's not my interesting fact or quote of the week then, but there you go. Talking of interesting fact or quote of the week.
We got to do it.
Hello.
Interesting quote or fact.
Do, 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 do.
Interesting quote or fact. It's time for
the interesting quote or fact of the week. What do you got?
Leslie,
what are your fans giving you?
Leslie Water Cake Design. I don't have an interesting fact, but would you like a box of cake samples to eat while recording your next podcast?
Just say yes. Just go back and say yes.
Yes, Leslie.
Good
send
shout,
them in.
Leslie, nice one.
I love this one from Simon Official.
Simon
Official.
Simon Official.
There's
I can't
another
believe
official. Simon Official says, "Time is the currency of life."
Oh, it's very good.
That's a very good one. We haven't had that one, have we, Chuds?
No,
we like that one. This one I did know. Domstone one. Artists are not paid for the halftime Super Bowl show at Super Bowl. Artists are not paid for the halftime show at the Super Bowl.
Is that right? That can't be right. Surely.
No, it is absolutely right because, they get paid all their dancers and everything, but it's because it's so prestigious.
Wow.
This is great. Perk the Picamix says, James Burt's top 3 followers have a combined following of 9 million. That's why he's official. Is that right?
Yeah, probably. My top 3 who's got the time to work out who my top 3 followers are?
Well, Picamix people do. Abdullah Hardwins says, a winner never quits and a quitter never wins.
Damn right.
Damn right.
Damn right. Good on you.
No, that's all right.
I've got a great quote.
Just trying to find that there's.
How many of you bloody well had? No wonder you don't have to make any effort.
This is a good one from Gavin Franklin Spitfire. There are 65 million shipping containers in the world, but there's only just enough, even at that number. I thought that's true.
Wow.
At the moment, to get a shipping container, you can sometimes wait 2 weeks in China because they haven't got enough on the ground in China. Yeah.
Goes back to our favourite quote of all time, or our favourite fact of all time. How many shipping containers you can get on a boat? How many have you got? That's good, isn't it?
I get a lot. This is a very, very active Instagram account. So thank you very much.
I've got a quote.
You got a quote.
Don't tell it as it is. Tell it as you want it to be. That is about the power of positive affirmation. I love that. Don't tell it as it is. Tell it as you want it to be.
Oh.
You were right up for this before Christmas.
Scraping the barrel of the week.
No, I'm not being funny. You just go to your family. Hello.
No. On the last episode, they were all my ones that I'd researched and found. Well, I gave you some bangers about Google and YouTube. Do you remember?
Okay, fine. Well, there you go.
That's right.
It's
Shut your pie hole because you know
we don't need
right.
the jingle again. No. Yeah, fine. I think that's a good quote, by the way.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, it's very
Cheers.
good. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. Shall we talk about our guest today?
I really think we should. So
JB, hit us up.
Tyrone is from the brand Nice Bike. We service and maintain bicycles. There's not much more to it, which could be regarded as a negative as well as a positive. I have 2 shops which do well during the spring and summer, and okay during winter, okay during autumn, but badly during the winter because it's -10 to -25 and snow for about 4 months. Apparently not for these last 4 months though. I'm originally from Swansea, but I moved to Helsinki, Finland 10 years ago for the love of a good woman. On top of the usual business challenges, I don't speak Finnish, but I don't like to use that as an excuse or anything. He has been trading for 5 to 6 years. He's doing an estimated monthly revenue of €20,000 per month, and he's got 2 to 4 staff. Is it 2 or is it 4? How many got today?
Got 3.
Oh, well, number. Oh, Jesus Christ! He snuck up on me there. Number 3. Who's that? Who's that at the door? Oh, number 4's here. It takes him to a long day. He's got 2 to 4 staff. It depends if it's a good day or a bad day. On a bad day, it's 2, and a great day, it's 4. His biggest challenge is seasonality. His biggest challenge is seasonality. His second biggest challenge.
I love how you used the knock to the door jingle. I mean, that was my probably favorite. Oh, it's number 4. That was fantastic.
His second biggest challenge is... You shut up when I'm talking about it. His second biggest challenge is getting good quality mechanics, especially if 3 and 4 are off work. His third biggest challenge is increasing the top line revenue, more revenue generating per employee per hour. Where does he want to be in 1 year's time? He wants to be absolutely nailed on how many staff he's got. He's going to count them on. He's going to count them on one hand. No, what he's telling wants to be 100% off the tools, and I want the business name to be associated with quality. What does the business look like when it's finished? Multiple shops in multiple cities, and the company will be the Quick Fit of bicycle maintenance, the first name that people think of. Do you make the profit that you want to make, and if so, what is it? He says, mega lols. If I paid myself properly, there wouldn't be any profit. How many times do we hear that on the podcast? How do you spend your time day to day in the business? At the moment, it's 50% on the tools, and the other 50% is dealing with admin and trying to drum up new customers. And then he's got a bunch of questions that he would like to ask you as well. We talked about the pre-chat chat, didn't we? We talked about the population challenge with these sorts of businesses. It's a massive geographical country, but small population, much like the butchery company, wasn't it? The meat supply company in New Zealand.
So the biggest marketplace for Amazon in Europe is Germany. And surprise, Germany's got the biggest population.
Yes.
Then who's next? Oh, it's the UK with the next biggest.
Yeah.
Then is that, population is a real
Chimney
moat.
pots, as you always say, isn't it?
It's
Chimney
a real
pots.
moat around your business.
5 million population in Finland and 1 million population in the wider Helsinki region.
And he said to
us,
us, and the land mass of Finland is much bigger than the UK.
Yeah.
With a lot less people.
Yeah. Lots of it just forest and
to
green
give people
spaces.
an idea, I think it's really in your mind's eye, the population of Scotland is 6 million.
Right. Wow, yeah. Yes, that is the challenge with these sorts of businesses, isn't it? However, he did say also that whilst the population is a lot smaller than the UK, that cycling there is a mainstream thing. It's not like a hobby that you do at the weekend. It's people use it to commute like everyone uses bikes.
Who do you know in your personal crowd that cycles regularly?
I don't know anyone, actually.
No, I don't think.
No, I know a lot of people.
The only
like
time I do it is when you go to Centre Parks.
Yeah. I know a lot of people do like Peloton. They train on bikes, but they don't have them for commuting.
Do you know any regular cyclists?
Yeah, I've got some friends that do it as a hobby almost every other day. Might go out
really?
on like a 100-mile bike ride or something.
Yeah, see, I quite fancy bike riding. I don't do
up
it.
north definitely is a thing because the countryside is,
Made for
allows
it
you
out
to
there.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about cycling up the A127 is going to be that fun.
Oh, I rode a bike once when I was on the radio and it was train strikes and I was like, I've got to get to the radio station. It was in Hammersmith where I met you for the Chris Williamson gig. I rode my bike the wrong way up the A4, 4-lane, basically motorway. And there was me on my bike. It was the most hair-raising thing I'd ever done in my life. It is so dangerous. I don't know why anybody in London does it.
I've seen some very near misses on bicycles in London.
Jeremy, what's his name? Jeremy Vine, who does Radio 2.
Yeah.
He's got a
penny farthing.
Has he got a penny farthing?
He has.
Has he got a penny farthing?
He absolutely has.
Has he?
Yeah,
Well,
he's famous for it.
Oh, okay, fine. I didn't know. So he has one of those like cyclist cams, and he just basically like slags off taxi drivers all the time. But he nearly every single day he will have video footage of nearly getting knocked off a bike. But that's a near death experience every day. Just stop. But anyway, that's not
maybe in the edit. Can we put a picture of Jeremy Vine on
his penny farthing?
Yeah, he's famous for it. He literally cycles it day to day.
No, he doesn't. Jeremy Vine.
Jeremy Vine.
Chance, can you quickly Google if Jeremy Vine has got a penny farthing? Because I refuse to believe it.
Well, anyway. Believe it to be true.
Right. Shall we get Ty on the show and see if we can assist him with this brilliant business?
Let's do it.
Hey gang, we're going back to the pod in just a moment, but I wanted to tell you about Entrepreneurs University. This is a platform that I've created for entrepreneurs and business owners that are serious about growth. There's 100 video lessons from me on everything in business, raising finance, buying companies, property investment, and everything in between. Attached to each video is a downloadable PDF that goes into more detail about what we've learned in the video. It goes one step further than that because I've also put stuff that you won't get anywhere else onto Entrepreneurs University. The lessons go into way more detail, but not just that. You're going to get my business plans, my spreadsheets, and all the files that I use to drive the KPIs in my business. Just think about how powerful that could be for your business. And here's the good news. You can try Entrepreneurs University for free. 14-day free trial. After that, it will cost you just $49.99 a month. That's less than a pair of Nikes to grow the profitability in your business. There's a link in the video description, and I cannot wait to see you in Entrepreneurs University.
Hey, Tyrone, how are you, sir?
Hello. It's Tyron.
Tyron or Tyrone?
Tyron.
Tyron.
Like a tie and running.
Tyron.
Tyron.
I've never heard that before. Tyron. Okay.
Yeah, you won't have.
Well, there you go. Tyron.
Can
tell
I
us-
ask, Tyron, I've got a question to ask first of all. What's better about living in Finland over the UK?
Oh, good one.
Finland is quiet and it's safe and it's clean. And everything works. The bus comes on time to the minute. Just, general Nordic kind of things.
There's 4 good selling points. Quiet, safe, clean, and everything works.
What's
I'm
taxes
sold.
Yeah.
like?
Bad.
Bad.
Yeah.
How so?
The VAT is 25.5%.
Jeez Louise. How do you make
that's-
money out of that?
You don't. And that's like, you only need to make, I don't know what it is now, maybe 12 grand a year before you have to pay the tax, the VAT.
So the VAT threshold is
Wow.
£12,000.
Yeah, a few years ago,
that's
it was only
everyone.
8. Yeah, it's pretty much everybody. Yeah.
That's why it's quiet, safe, clean, and everything works then.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I think it's quiet, safe, clean, and everything works because there's only 4.5 million people in a massive landmass.
Yeah, that also helps.
What about corporation tax and stuff? What's corporation tax like?
It's 20% on profit.
So less than us at the moment.
Yeah.
Mm.
But there are no like business rates or anything like that.
No business rates.
No.
Mm. And everyone earns quite good money, do they, in Finland?
I don't. And everybody who works in bike shops don't. But that's the world over. I'm not sure. I've never had a job here.
So if no one makes money from bike shops, and you know that to be the case the world over, why have you got a bike shop?
Well, I was a website guy before I moved here. But I grew to hate computers. And I built a website for a bike shop when I moved here, and the spring came and I was still unemployed. And then I became a bike mechanic, and I loved it. But of course, it's kind of come full circle now where I don't fix so many bikes anymore. I'm just back to the computer again. But at the same time, I've kind of grown to love the business side of it as much as, or if not more than, the mechanic part. But yeah, it's challenging. But my employment prospects in Finland are practically zero. So I'm kind of out there doing my own thing because I have to, really.
Do you see there ever being a chance of this turning into a commercially profitable enterprise?
It's a good question. I don't know. I've not given up on the idea yet. I think it could be done because Finland is very used to like chains of stores and lots of them in the same city, for example. So there's definitely a possibility to become like a known brand and be everywhere. But at the moment, I don't see how to make it happen. Just because the profits are just so low.
So what do you mainly do? So you're doing servicing for bikes?
Just service and repairs, and we sell parts and accessories.
Okay, so what would a service constitute, and what would it cost somebody to have done?
So the most popular one is like an annual service, which a lot of people get done every year, which is why it's called an annual service. And the average cost of one of those is 170 euros, including the parts. Okay. Excluding the tax. So 214 with the tax.
Okay. What are you paying for the parts? What are the parts costing you?
We make like 20% of the retail on the parts. So it's like Keystone pricing almost, where we just double what it costs us plus a little bit.
So what's the profit per per service for you then?
That's a difficult one to work out because every single bike is different, and some services will take an hour and other services will take 3 hours. So it's very much like a time for money kind of business without a very easy way to kind of standardize everything into a way that it would all take the same amount of time each time. So it's kind of tricky to work out.
So, but this year what was the numbers?
20,000 a month, isn't it? 20,000 euros a month.
Yeah, and I've averaged this. It'll be a bit more than that this year.
So if you do 240,000 euros, are you making for yourself basically just a little salary?
Below a little salary.
Are you taking 20,000 euros yourself a year, or not even that much?
Yeah, roughly 20. Yeah, which would be impossible to live on.
So how do you live?
Well, I want for nothing, so I'm a not need anything kind of guy.
What about where you live and all that stuff?
Well, yeah, that all costs money. I basically kind of like afford to live, but with not afford to save. At this time, a few years ago it was different, but as it's kind of growing now, as is always the case, I suspect as it grows, you kind of make less money for a time. So yeah, this year I think I've made less than ever, I would say.
But you turned the most.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're paying your staff more than you're taking?
Yes. Yeah.
So, and that frustrates you?
Yeah. No, it doesn't frustrate me because I know, well, I chose to do this for a start. They need to be, the way it works in Finland is, everybody gets paid, everybody pays their taxes, and that's just the way it is. And, we have to pay like holiday bonuses and all kinds of what I would say are crazy things. But yeah, and, when you're self-employed here as well, you earn like a tiny amount of, I forget English words all the time. I've been here so long. Pension. Yeah, so my pension is terrible and my income is terrible.
But other than that, everything's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not worried by that stuff.
How are you getting your customers at the moment then, Tyron?
Well, I'm top in Google. I used to do like SEO stuff before I moved here many years ago, so I know how all of that works. So for pretty much any search that anybody would put in for a bike repair shop in their area, I'm usually like 4 or 5 out of the top 10 on the front page. So that definitely helps. We've got really good reviews and hundreds of them. And then I have an email list, Meta advertising. Yeah, I don't advertise on Google because we're top already. But I think I'll do a little this year.
And so because you were saying sort of you're at maximum capacity with the staff that you've already got, so any more revenue you would bring in would require more staffing. So is there...
So regarding the 2 to 4 members of staff.
Yeah. Have you found all 4 of them now?
It's so seasonal. So I have 2 permanent mechanics that stay through the winter on reduced hours.
Gotcha. Right. Okay.
And then come February, like now I have an advertisement out for I need 2 mechanics for the spring and summer season. But then come September, I need to let those go. And then we'll be down to 2 again and then up again to 4 next year. And it's the same for all bike shops here because of the seasonality. So that means that all of the truly good mechanics are in permanent jobs and you can't get them. And then the rest of the mechanics are available, but not always great, to say the least. and I don't want to like compromise on the quality of the work.
So you really need to find a way to bring in enough winter work so that all 4 of them can stay the whole time, don't you?
Yes, that's exactly. Yeah.
Do maybe this doesn't exist, but because they bought this in a couple of years ago here in the UK, didn't they? They had like a ride to work scheme. Do you remember that? And they would give people money towards bikes because they were trying to reduce emissions. That certain companies would do it, and Sky TV did a big thing about Ride Sky and all this sort of stuff. Do you get companies who, because you said like sort of riding is a way of life out there, it's not just a hobbyist weekend thing. Do people do it?
Yeah, but when it's minus 10 or minus 20, only a small amount of people are stupid enough to ride to work, like me.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's more of an infrastructure thing, because in northern Finland there's a city called Oulu, and they have the highest number of winter cyclists per capita than anywhere in the world. But the whole city is, the infrastructure is built around supporting that.
Right.
Helsinki is it's getting there bit by bit every year. But it's not there yet where everybody would continue to ride.
Is there a case that if you're running like ads and stuff like that, could you do reduced cost servicing in the winter for people to get their bikes ready for the spring, and then you charge
that's
a
what
premium?
we do. Okay. Yeah, that's what we do at the moment. This year it's really working because we don't have any snow, which is very odd. And it's not so cold. So revenue this month and last month is double or triple what it usually is. Which is lucky, because I was pretty much about to run out of money by March, I think. But now it looks like it will be just about okay into the next season.
Do employers, do they do sort of schemes for bikes and stuff out there? Is this like a way of life? Do they help people pay for the cost of a bike and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so there's like a government scheme now where you can like lease a bike through your employer, and you like save the tax and then pay it off over, through your wages. And that's increased the amount of electric bikes by a huge, huge amount.
My big thing on this is Tyron. If you've got a business and you've been running it and it's very difficult because there isn't just enough customer out there and there isn't just enough revenue out there.
Yeah.
Can you tweak the model? I mean, this is a constant theme we have here. You've got something good here, the nice bikes bringing you in this, but is there a bolt on other revenue service? We always say the worst number in business is one key revenue, one location, one key member of staff, one key supplier. Is there something that you can bolt on to Nice Bike that you can use those team members for to change the model so that you've got more cash flow coming in?
Yeah, I mean, there are some shops that do ski and skate servicing through the winter to bring some money in. For me, I don't just want to do any old thing that none of us are interested in.
No, I know, but you've got to find something. Otherwise, every year it's just getting by earning 20 grand, isn't it?
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, so something's got to change.
It's really difficult because culturally, the snow comes, everybody's bikes go into storage, they take out their skis and their skates, and that's what they do until March. And then everybody brings their bikes at once, and then we're all congested, and it's total chaos for 3 months. So it's difficult to kind of break that cultural thing where winter comes and bikes are just totally out of mind. So finding something like different from bikes.
Yeah, so get them skates and these snowboards, whatever it is, change it so that I've had this in so many of my businesses. I've looked at the model and the model needs repairing.
Yeah.
Look at my ice cream business. You can't get people to buy ice cream in December and January. It just doesn't happen. They want to buy it in May, June, July, August, September. Mm-hmm. And you've got to find ways of tweaking the model. Well, I don't think we can answer that here on the podcast, but that's what you need to get off and go, I want, another 500,000 coming in when people don't need bikes. that I can use my existing team to leverage my existing team.
Yes. I was hoping you'd have some ideas.
Well, I don't think people come, I don't know everything, but I'm just telling you that the problem is the model that you've got is not good enough.
Yeah, that's why I said in the pre-chat chat that I had plans to expand out, but at the moment that's on hold because the model doesn't work as it is.
You know that. Change it.
And until I find a way to fix the model, then we're kind of stalled on the 2 shops. And even one of the shops kind of, it pretty much just breaks even. But like you say, 2 shops is better than 1 shop.
I didn't say that.
You said, 2 is better than 1.
But sometimes having, I've closed locations because they're just not worth the time, effort, and energy. I've done that many times in my career.
I've been thinking the same thing. This is the last the last season I'm going to try with the smaller shop.
Should we do questions, JB?
Yeah.
Let's just get into those.
Yeah, let's. So, do you remember what your questions were, Tyron, or do you need me to read them out for you?
I do. I have them in my email.
There you go. I've got them in front of me. So, I've got as a bike service-based business, what other revenue streams could I add? Oh, we've already discussed that, and we.
Yeah, there we go. That was the last
question number 2. The norm here is that most bicycle mechanics are employed for only part of the year. This results in low quality work and constantly having to find new employees. I'd love to find a way to keep them employed through the winter. Any ideas? We've covered that. We've said that's something that you've got to go away and have a look at. Question number 3, even though the company is very small at present, I'm focused on systemizing everything and treating it as though it is bigger than it is. I feel that the system should be in place and well established before the opportunity to grow arises. Other than top quality work and customer service in systemizing, what else should I focus on to grow this into a sellable business? The management team will come over time, of course.
I think that you got to get a way of getting more revenue in.
Yeah,
that's what the focus should be. When I look, I'm thinking about my businesses here. I built Marsh Farm, couldn't get people in the winter, so we built Father Christmas Experience. Then we couldn't get people in weekdays, so we opened a day nursery. There was nothing we could do to get people to come in on weekdays that would compete with a day nursery. So you open a day nursery. There was nothing we could do that would get people in December. So we opened Father Christmas Experience. And, the same as with Rossi Ice Cream. There was nothing we could do to get people to buy ice cream in the winter. So we opened a bakery and bought a food services business and put it all together.
Yeah.
When open play centres, there was nothing we could do to get people to come to us when it was sunny. There was absolutely nothing we could do. So we opened day nurseries there as well.
Yeah.
And there's no way that you're going to get people to do bikey stuff when there's 10 foot of snow outside. So what are you going to, but you've got infrastructure, you've got brand, you've got engineers. Yeah. What else can you get them to do? And once you solve that problem, I think everything gets better.
Yeah, I agree. And I know that, but I'm struggling to figure out what that would be.
Well, that's what makes an entrepreneur. Yeah. The answer is out there, by the way. Maybe it's you buy another business. Maybe you buy another business that only operates in those months and you put all your team in to run that.
Yeah, yeah.
I know, it could be a bowling business. Bowling does very well in the winter. Don't do that. I'm just, that's just, there could be, is there a property business that you can set up that, I don't know what, it's not for me to tell you what to do with your life. I'm just trying to tell you the things that I've done with mine. I've been in this situation. I've been in the saddle of running a business that doesn't do well in off-peak periods of times of the year. You have two options in those times. If you, on the peak times, make so much money that you can stash a load of cash to get you through the winter, that's one option. And that does happen for some people. People who've got beach bars, they can make a load of money in the winter, in the summer.
Shut.
Yeah.
And they shut
Save the costs.
and then they go on and have time off in the winter, don't they? And there's lots of people.
Well, yeah, one of my shops is closed during winter, actually.
Yeah, but
And
but
we
you're
do,
not
we
making.
make
Let me
it
just
stuff
finish,
along, but-
Tyron. You're not making enough money in the peak time to allow you to do that in the off-peak time. You're paying yourself less than minimum wage, I'm imagining, over there for all the effort and time.
Yeah, I would guess so. Yeah.
So the model is broken. The model needs repairing, and that should be your top priority.
Yes, agreed.
And let me tell you something else,
Okay.
Tyron. There'll be a lot of people listening to this, hundreds of thousands of people listening to this podcast going, yeah, that's me too.
Yeah. You're
Yep.
not alone in that.
Yeah, that's why I listen every time to you.
But the smart ones are going to do something
The
about
businesses are all different, but yeah.
it. Most people are running just getting by businesses. It breaks my heart. And people need to just take a moment to get out of their regular environment and go, this isn't working. I've got to make some changes.
Yes.
Like lots of people in unhappy relationships. Frankly, they are, aren't they? Just going and not doing anything about it. And so what could you be? You could be doing this again in 10 years' time, just about getting by. Or you can make a change.
Yeah. I'm just about to launch like a membership scheme and referral schemes, which hopefully will help with more customers. Again, that will be in the summer season, not the winter season. So hopefully that will top up the good time of year. But yeah.
But what might be a great idea, Tyron, is to get a piece of paper and a pen, get yourself out of the environment, which you always talk about, and then look at almost like the ripples. Okay, so the bike mechanic thing isn't the optimum model. So what's the next optimum model?
Yeah.
Like, what's the next thing that your guys could potentially do, where they've got the skill set for it, the propensity for it, and the likelihood that they're going to want to do it, and you want them to do it, and it fits as close to your model as you can. I don't know whether it's wheelchair repairs or something. You've got
that's a great idea.
Skill set to do some
That's a great idea.
Oh, great. That's the second time in 1 year that I've come up with a good idea.
Like the business has been going 5 to 6 years, but it was only like a single business for 4 of those. And I've only owned the 2 shops for 2 of those. Before that, I was just making like 35 grand a year, just working alone in one of the shops. So it wasn't really a business. It was just kind of my job at that point. So in the form that it is now, this is only the second season.
Also, do you know what? This might
the revenue is like more than double what it was in 2 years. So,
but the money that you're keeping is less.
It's not all doom and gloom.
But it is doom and gloom.
No, it's not.
For you, it is doom and gloom. And sometimes, also, I think sometimes some models they work on an owner-operator basis.
Yeah.
And it might be worth that you go two back down to one, and you remove other people from the business, and you go back to being an owner-operator who's making 35,000 euros rather than a business owner who's making 20,000 euros. Because if the model isn't scalable, if you can't go through the what do you call it? The entrepreneur's pyramid, where you go from profitable job to profitable business to investor business.
But can I say, lots of businesses also survive because the business owner subsidizes the business by giving it the cheapest labor possible, which you are.
Yeah.
You work for your business for £20,000 a year. You probably do the salary of 3 people. So you subsidize the business with your cheap labor. And people will do it for a number of years, but then they get sick of it.
Yeah.
And that's what, I'm just
I've
pointing
spoken
that
with my 2 permanent employees about potentially scaling back this year to just the 1 shop and
repair the model.
For a while.
Or repair the model.
Or repair the model. Yeah.
Which is the better answer. Don't scale back. Yeah. Just look at it and go, let's do wheelchairs. That's that's so flipping good. And could you do, mobility scooters? I don't know. Is there enough of those in Finland? I don't know, but that could be nationwide. That's a really good idea. And there is answers out there.
Government contracts,
There is always answers out there, but it's people don't give themselves the time to really think about it. And that quality thinking time usually gives you the answers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that like thinking time is what I don't give myself. As you know, you work 24 hours a day. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's been a pleasure to have you on, Tyron. And
Where can people go if they're in Finland, if they need their bike service? Where should they go?
They can go to nicebike.fi.
Nicebike.fi.
There you go, baby.
Yes.
Perfect stuff. Well, thank you very much, mate. We wish you well with all of your adventures and your ventures moving forwards.
Just quickly, Tyron, how did you find out about this here podcast?
YouTube, I guess, a couple of years ago.
There we go. Okay, mate. Brilliant.
Well, I found the podcast through your other channel.
Got it. Thank you very much. Well, hopefully the content helps you in your growth opportunities in the future. That was
nice one. Thank you very much. Cheers, pal. Thank you for being on the show. Take care.
Cheers.
Cheers,
mate. Same Finland. Moi moi.
Moi moi. There you go. Tyron all the way from... We're an international jet-setting podcast these days, aren't we? Hey?
Yeah.
Helsinki, New Zealand. Where else have we spoken to recently?
Australia.
We talk to Australia all the time, mate. I'm still thinking about putting a James Sinclair fan meetup.
Yeah, do it.
In December when I go there for tax purposes.
The podcast is the second... Sorry, the listens of the podcast, the second biggest category or demographic is Australia.
Yeah, more than America, which always amazes
it's
me.
the UK and then Australia.
Wow.
Like we say.
There he goes.
We're quite big down under.
His favourite thing. Right, come on. 8 Traits of the Greats. You've got a phone call you've got to do in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Let's go.
I don't, you know.
You don't want to do it, do you?
No, because I feel like he's, not at the right place that we should grade.
Fine.
Do you not agree?
This is the point of the show where James Sinclair shows a little bit of humility. Ordinarily, he is a cutthroat. They call him the Wolf of Malden. Oh! But today on the pod, his heart is bigger than his wallet.
No, I don't. Listen, I think, I don't.
No, fine.
Yeah.
I concur. I just expect you to go, no, we do it.
Well, sometimes
people like
consistency. But he's a nice person, and
oh, so we only grade if they're not up for it. We only grade them if they're.
He'll be getting a 4 or a 5.
Fine. Still not a bad score. Let's do this instead then. It's time for the business quiz. Thanks, mate. Your go, buddy.
On the quiz this businessy. Which one's clever and which one's dumb? Izzy Wizzy, let's get quizzy.
Let's get quizzy indeed.
It's interesting how a person can become synonymous with a thing. And you'll understand what I mean. How much is the Santander bikes, also known as the Boris bikes, deal in London worth? It's a 7-year contract. Do you remember they used to be Barclays?
They were, weren't they?
They now look like this. Is that camera there, Chance? You get that? There we go, baby.
The Santander bike, the Boris. They'll always still be the Boris bike, won't they?
Do you know what? Santander or Barclays, whoever gets that, that's a good thing to brand up, isn't it? Because they're flipping everywhere, and everyone knows them, don't they? So how much is the Santander Boris bikes deal in London worth? It's a 7-year contract.
7 years. Whatever it is, if they're doing a 7-year contract, I hope they got a really good deal.
Chance, I'm going to ask you today, if you had a big-ish brand, a Santander or a Barclays.
Quite big-ish, fine.
Yeah. If you was NatWest or whoever, and I don't know, maybe Google Bikes, how much would you be prepared if you was running a big business to have your brand on every one of those bikes in London? I think that's, for 7 years, quite a good deal.
Yeah, I think it's good.
What would you pay, Chance? You're the chief marketing officer.
That's a broad question. What brand? And
well, if you're a big national brand,
like high street brand.
It used to be Santander, or it is Santander. Before that, it was Barclays.
I just have not got enough data to make that decision.
Because banks have got, so it's obviously expensive because banks have got the dosh.
Because actually it makes more sense for like a Virgin Active or a Better Help or like a health-linked
What's the goal of this? To get people to sign up to Santander?
This is a brand awareness play, this. Well, this is one of them things that you can't attribute a cost to it, but it's actually, in terms of recognition, we polled 1,500 people. Shut up.
Well, yeah, exactly that. So I've got no idea how much you'd put on it.
How much would you put on it?
Well, I suppose that's the answer, isn't it? As well,
Sinclair cycles. You could have a Sinclair cycle, couldn't you? The Rossi roller. Come on, now you could get down Southend.
No, but I do think if I I usually hate brand awareness marketing, and it's not my cup of tea. But
How much percent you could put a percentage on of your marketing budget? Would you put to that?
Depends on the brand. Because
This
Coca-Cola
conversation
is
is too
all,
broad.
yeah, Coca-Cola would be a good one.
all
wouldn't
brand
it?
marketing. It's all brand marketing. They don't have to do call to action marketing.
Yeah.
They're like, drink a Coke. It's
Coca-Cola
full-
bikes would be great.
Yeah,
It would work for Coke.
it would work for Coke.
But when you say it would work, what does that mean?
Well, because everyone knows it.
yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah, of course. But everyone knows Coca-Cola.
Everyone
so you're
knows
saying
Santander.
it would
but-
work like it's getting them results. Is it getting them results? And then you go, yeah, but it's a brand play. So
That's the beauty of
It's
a brand
an
play. Is
excuse
it
of
getting
getting
results?
results.
Who knows? Because
Yeah,
brand is a perception in
that's
the
what I'm
mind. It's
saying,
complete
yeah.
horse.
that's what I'm saying. So it working is
I'm
like
going
a
10 million.
unanswerable
10
question.
million for 7 years?
Yeah.
For 7 years?
See, it's more.
Yes. 7
What do you
years?
reckon it? Do you know, Chance?
I know the answer.
Of course it. How many bikes do you think they got? They've probably got.
Yeah, how many bikes are
There's
there?
probably 10,000 bikes.
No, it'd be more than 10,000 bikes.
So
They're
how,
all over London.
so if it's that sort of price, I'll sponsor it. I'll have phonic bikes. If it's about £3 a bike, you're saying there. I'll have
I'm
it, just
going 10
own 'em.
million. Come on,
I'll
you'll
have
win
them,
this.
and then I'll send them
What
over
are you
the road
thinking
to
it's gonna be
Tyron to
then?
go and get them serviced. I think 70 million quid.
70 million?
I think it's 10 mil a
smackaroos?
year.
10 mil a year.
10 mil a year. They'll justify. I bet there's about 10,000 bikes.
Well, I've gone 10 million.
Yeah, look
He
at his
wins. He's
face.
got a hat trick.
Look at his face.
It's 4.5 billion. No, it's not. His face is, man. It's 43.57 million. The deal includes 1 million per year for activation to increase the number of users. In 2023, Santander Cycles had 8.5 million annual riders. So I thought it'd be more than that. The scheme includes 800 docking stations. How many bikes did you say?
10,000.
12,000 bikes in circulation.
There are 12,000 bicycles in circulation. Do you remember that weird song? 10,000?
43.5 million. So what's that over
Here we go. She's
per year?
deflecting. Per year. What? It's about 6.7 million quid.
Yeah,
isn't it?
6.2 million squids they get. It's not bad, is it?
It's
Just
all
for
right for brand
putting
awareness.
some bloody pictures on
It's
the bikes.
probably the same as they paid, Anton Deck to do
I
that,
tell you now.
Bank of Anton Deck, absolute crap advert.
I'm telling you now, Barclays would have got a really good deal in year one.
Yeah.
In that first thing. And then all the other banks would have gone, yeah, we'll have
Yeah,
a
but
bit
they
of that.
probably paid for the infrastructure to be put in place, didn't they? They probably did half off that to test the model. Does it work?
How much does it cost to go on one of them when you rent it out?
It's like £2.50 a ride or something, isn't it? I think you can link it up with...
£2.50, so 8.5 million. So they're making
He's clawing back his credibility here, guys.
22 million-ish on the rentals,
They're not getting that, though, are they?
plus 6 million for the advertising each year. What did we say with the advertising was? 6.2.
Oh, right, sorry, the bike company. Yeah.
Yeah, so 20. So it's worth 30 million of revenue, that business, a year. And then there's obviously the cost of
This is
repairing.
Tyron's better model. He needs to create Helsinki Boris bikes.
But, well, me and Chuds have done it a few times now. We've hired out electric scooters in London, haven't
Line
we?
bikes, yeah.
Well, the scooters are better, aren't they?
Line scooters, yeah.
Yeah, they're bloody fantastic.
Are
fun.
they?
Yeah, we've done it a couple of times, haven't we?
Because they were going to ban them, weren't they? Do you remember that? They
Well,
tried
they should
to-
ban
they
them when
tried-
me and him are on
they
them.
tried
We're
to ban-
terrible.
Well, but you think about London traffic
they're
and how
not great.
dangerous it is. And you've
Oh, it
got-
is pretty dangerous
You've
because you
got
can go
people-
quite fast on them.
They
Yeah,
go 20 miles an hour, don't they?
yeah, but it's really clever.
James didn't. This was on safety mode. He was like, "Wow, this is more quick." I'm like, "You're going 8 miles an hour."
Oh, it's
Well,
brilliant.
we also
It's pretty
used
like watching Mr. Tumble on a scooter.
when we went to a big show in Italy, and we got them out in Italy as well, didn't we? When we went to
Did
Rimini. Do you remember we was on them? Between you don't sit there pretending you don't know.
In Rimini.
Yeah, do you remember on the way back to the conference centre?
Were you having
Oh,
like
I
a
do remember- yeah,
sugar
he's right, yeah.
yeah.
We couldn't get a taxi, so
Yeah.
we just hopped on one of them.
They're good.
I've never been on them.
Yeah, and they go quite fast.
Yeah.
Regardless of what
When
he
you
says
take the
about-
safety mode off.
Yeah, but I didn't know about all this stuff. You can just go where you like.
Well, when you think about it, if you've never been like a tourist comes to London, they're driving on the wrong side of the road through traffic on
Yeah.
a scooter that does 20 miles an hour with no helmet on because
the
all you have to do
busiest-
is touch it because you got Uber. And what's the worst that can happen? Death.
and the busiest city in Europe.
Yeah.
By a country,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff going on in London.
I wonder how much of a knock Lime has had on these Boris bikes.
I was about to say, the Santander bikes, this might be a really stupid question. Who gets that money when you tap and it's £2.50?
I reckon
TfL.
Transport for London?
Must be a TfL,
Is it TfL?
thing, yeah.
They just get all that money.
Because for the Mayor of London, every journey matters.
That's right. Sadiq Khan cares so much about the population. He really, really genuinely cares. Leave it there. Hats off to you. Drinks to you, Sadiq. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this week's episode of the podcast, or not even this week's, it's one of the bi-weekly podcasts. And by the way, if this is the first time you've ever listened, you're like, oh, this is quite good content. Check out the rest of them.
Yeah.
2 a week that are coming out. And a letter. You do the letter. It's free a week now. The videos are on YouTube. You can listen on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, and all the other great platforms. Don't forget, get in touch with the show if you want to suggest something that you'd like to see added to the show. We're going to start doing WhatsApp voice notes. You guys can contribute to the podcast as well. And leave us your feedback wherever you listen to your podcast. Anything else you'd like to say, James Sinclair?
No, thank you very much for listening. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel.
Adios, amigos.
Adios,
Goodbye.
amigos.